So I wanted to start doing some of these round off videos once iOS 16, when it first came out, it was in a beta and it was very, very rocky. Now that it's been out for a while and now that we're about to get iOS 17, I want to kind of do these like final reviews. We're probably going to be seeing iOS 16 still supported and still getting, security updates and stuff throughout the, duration of time until September. But since the iPhone 11 is probably still going to be around on iOS 17, iOS 16 is probably going to be in its final form as of now, 16.6, 16.7, and official version. But I will definitely tell you, iOS 16 has progressed fairly well throughout its time on this type of device. So if I can just rewind back, I don't even remember when iOS 16 even came out, but it was quite a bit of time ago. And I remember installing iOS 16, and I was rocking out on this device, and I was surprised about how decent it was at first. It eventually got much better, but I've been having the opportunity of installing every single version of iOS 16 on this iPhone, including the current beta, and 16.6, that beta, is looking to be the final form. Now, the first thing I'll tell you is do not install iOS 17. Your iPhone 11 will definitely get iOS 17. Do not install it. But the one thing I will definitely say is that once iOS 17 comes out, probably around September, I would probably start recommending it around November, maybe December to install it. Now, when it comes down to the stability and the security aspect of the iPhone 11 as of now at the end of iOS 16, I think it's been pretty good. I think there's been lots of new changes and lots of things Apple has done within iOS 16, including that security response. They pushed out that, a security response a couple of weeks ago. I think it was probably a month ago as of this point, and that was something that was interesting. We've never seen Apple release a security response like that, quite like that. So that was something that was new, and I really liked seeing that. From Apple, security I think is pretty high up there, and by them giving us that type of, new outlook or what new feature security update thing, that was something that was really nice. Now, I will say on top of that, the security, everything, stability has been pretty good. It's definitely improved. I remember a lot of people having weird issues, even on their iPhone 14s. People were having camera issues and stuff like that. Now it's looking that everything like that has been kind of been fixed and addressed, which also was really nice to see Apple kind of fixing those things. Luckily, with our iPhone 11s, the only issue I even kind of had that I kind of remember was pretty much like random reboots sometimes early on in the iOS 16 betas. I think there was also a time where my iPhone 11 was heating up like crazy too, but that isn't really too much of an issue anymore. iPhone 11s have been pretty stable. The chipset inside was pretty stable as well. So I didn't really experience too many issues on my iPhone in that perspective either, which was pretty important. Now, I will say on top of that, as of right now, 16.6 beta still has a long way to go, but I am very confident to say that at the end of iOS 16, it is a very, very it's a pretty stable version of iOS. So if you're on iOS 15 still, I'd recommend going up to iOS 16 as soon as possible. But also, just keep in mind that iOS 16 is very stable and has tons of features built in already that you can keep this version of iOS installed throughout the duration of this summer. So we're about to get, like I said, it's about to get crazy. So what I'd recommend doing all through June, all through July, and all through August, just keep iOS 16, keep it upgrading, keep going to 16.6.4 and 16.7 and 16.8 if we get up there. And then September, if you really, really want to, which I wouldn't recommend doing, install iOS 17. You don't have to, I would not recommend doing it yet. But around November, December is usually when it gets very stable, and I'd recommend installing it there too. But around the end of iOS 16, I'm very happy with the way Apple has addressed this update. And so far, I think it definitely is a decent ending point for iOS 16 overall. I hope they don't mess anything up, though, for the rest of the summer. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.